Hi, my name is Collin, and I'm about to share my testimony with you guys. For me, I grew up in the south suburbs of Chicago, more so in Homewood. I grew up in a two-parent household with a mom who is full of faith and a dad who isn't as much of faith. Growing up, my parents made sure that my brother and I knew about God and knew about Jesus. I grew up going to what is known as a non-denominational church, but it's not one of the churches within our network of churches. And I grew up falling in love with God. My mom had got my brother and I a Green Adventure Bible. Like, if you know about the Green Adventure Bible, shout out to you. If you don't, that is totally okay. It is something that I feel like played a major role in just in the development of my faith. So we'd go to church every single Sunday. We'd have Sunday school classes, and the church that I grew up going to, like, they would always ask my brother and I, like, hey, like, do you guys want to give your life to Jesus? Do you want to give your life to Jesus? And a lot of the time, like, we'd come out of class and they'd ask that, and I'd be like, no, like, I'm fine, like, no. And like, I'm very young at this point. Like, I had to be around like 8 or 9, and then one day they asked, and I was like, yeah, I do. At that point, they're like, okay, well, like, we gotta baptize you. I'm like, okay, let's do it, and I chose to get baptized when I was around 10 or 11, or maybe even 9. Like, it's still a little fuzzy to me. I just remember getting baptized and then going about life, living my normal, regular kid life. I also played a lot of sports growing up. So my first sport was baseball, and then I started playing basketball, and I played travel basketball at a very high level, along with my older brother. And because of that, we missed a lot of church. So in my mind, it feels like when I was in 5th grade, we stopped going to church. But in reality, it wasn't until I was in 7th or 8th grade that we stopped going to church. And within that time, I thought, like, I was okay just because I prayed every single night. I prayed all the time. But I didn't really know who God was. Like, I didn't really build a relationship with God because I wasn't reading my Bible. And it wasn't until my junior year of high school, which was in 2019, where I really realized, like, man, like, I don't have a relationship with God, and I really need to have one. And that really started because my parents split. So when my parents split, my dad ended up moving out, and that was really hard for me. And in that period of time, my mom was like, okay, like, hey, like, we're gonna get through this. You're gonna read your Bible every day, though. Like, growing up, I saw my mom read her Bible every single morning at the kitchen table. And she instructed me to read the book of Proverbs first. So that was the first book in the Bible that I read, and man, I fell in love with it. I mean, it was the most amazing thing ever. I remember finishing it and being like, okay, Mom, like, what do I read next? Like, what do I do now? She's just like, well, just keep reading. So from that point on, I really started to seek God out and really try to get to know him. So from that point on until I got to college, I'd read the Bible through the Bible in its entirety a couple of different times. And my senior year of high school was in 2020, and the pandemic happened, so I had nothing better to do with my time once I was at home in the quarantine than to get to know God and read my Bible more. And I fell more and more in love with God. But it wasn't until I got to college and I chose to go to the University of Northern Illinois, where I feel like my journey with God really took a deeper turn. So at this point, like, I'd played basketball in high school, and I chose to stop playing when I got to college, and I started to film instead. I fell in love with filming different sports, and that led to me reaching out to our athletic department when I got to campus and asking them if I could work with them filming sports. They said yes, and that was just really the start of my journey of doing that here at the University of Northern Illinois. And so fast forward to my junior year, It was after one of my classes. I was reached out to by a guy named Gabriel Cross, and I love Gabe. He left a reach out card with me and a group of my friends, and all of them were like, because like when he asked us if we wanted to come out to a Bible discussion, we were all kind of like, I don't really know about that. So he was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna leave the card with you guys. My friends, after that, like he walked away, they're like, well, you know, you're religious, so you take the card. So I took the card, and I did not go to a Bible discussion. I did not go to a Bible talk that semester. But over that winter break, I was at a place where I was like, man, like I really like God. Like I really am thirsting and hungering for a community of people that really know you. Like, can you just bless me with a group of people that really know you like that, God? And that I remembered that I had this card with this guy's number on it, and I sent him a text and asked if they were gonna have Bible discussions again that next semester, and he was like, of course, bro, like you should most definitely come. And I was like, well, I plan to. So fast forward to January, I come back to campus, but I don't go to any Bible discussions yet. I wasn't on social media or anything. I was just kind of doing my own thing, really just reading my Bible every day and going about life, you know, as, you know, a college student would. You know, I would read my Bible, I'd go to my classes, and I'd go to work, and then I'd just come back to my dorm. That was pretty much it for me. Or I'd be hanging out with one of my friends. And at this point in time, like I hadn't really been on social media. Like I said, I filmed, and I would post a lot of the content that I made on my social media, and I would use different Christian music, or I'd post just different Christian content that other people would post on my story. And one of the girls that is a part of our church, her name is Jordan King. She was an athlete, and I had done some work with her previously, the semester prior. And she reached out to me through Instagram and asked me if I had a church that I went to, because she saw that I posted a lot of Christian content. And I remember telling her, no, I don't. She was like, oh, well, would you want to come to church with me? And if I'm being completely honest, I was a little hesitant at first. And I was like, hold on, I just got to sit and pray about it. And I sat and I prayed. I was like, God, if this is really for you, like, if this is really for me, like, you know, you'll allow whatever needs to happen for me to get to church to happen. Because at the time I didn't have a car. So I told her, I was like, hey, I would love to come to church, but I don't have a car. And she was like, well, hey, that's totally fine. I'll come and grab you. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was just so shocked. And she came, she picked me up for church. It was her, one of our mutual friends, Sarithia, and I. And man, I just remember coming to church that February. It was on February 5th of 2023. And it was amazing. It felt like home. Like, it felt like everything I had been searching for. I remember walking in and just being greeted and just loved up on by everybody that was here. And then Jordan introduced me to a guy named Greg Reynolds. He was the campus intern at the time. And, you know, he asked me if I wanted to study the Bible. So I was like, of course, bro, I would love to. So I got the opportunity to study the Bible with him and a guy named Jabari Cox, and it was so amazing. And I had such a great experience at church that I went back to my dorm afterwards, and I called my best friend. His name is Elijah, and I was like, hey, Elijah, bro, like, yo, I just went to church, like, dude, it was so awesome. He was like, hey, oh, really? It was that good, bro? Hey, I'm coming with you next week. And I was like, oh, okay, well, great, let's go. So we both came the next week, and they also asked him to study the Bible, and it took him a little bit, but he ended up choosing to study the Bible. And for me, Bible studies were so amazing. I enjoyed them a lot. I feel like not only did I learn a lot, but I really felt like, you know, looking back at my life, I'm like, okay, like, this is a lot of stuff that, like, I learned growing up and that I'm living out currently, but there's still stuff that I need to change. There's, like, there are things that I need to do. And like, I need to repent in different areas of my life. And when it came time for that, I was repenting. I was doing everything that I needed to do to really make Jesus the Lord of my life. And I just wanted to be right with God. So by the end of the Bible studies, they asked me, hey, do you want to get baptized? And I was like, yeah, like, I know I need to, like, I have to, I need to do this, right? Like, yes, I got baptized when I was younger, but I didn't really know I really didn't know what I was doing. So a week after I turned 21, on April 11th of 2023, I gave my life to Jesus and made Jesus Lord of my life. And that was really just so amazing. Like, it was the best thing on the planet Earth. Best decision that I could have ever made, and it's one that hasn't been easy, but it's been more than worth it. And even the next month I got to help baptize my best friend at the time, Elijah, and it was awesome. And here we are 3 years later, and I actually currently lead our campus ministry, and it's just like I feel like God really plucked me from the crowd and knew where I need to be and placed me where he wanted to place me. So yeah, that's my testimony, guys. And if you're curious about Jesus, come to church. We'd love to see you here on a Sunday morning at 10 a.m. So yeah, that's my testimony.